Hi guys, thanks for tuning into my YouTube channel. My name is Catherine and I tell true stories. Now, a man slaughtered a big cow and sent his daughter, go to the neighbors and invite everyone and let's have a feast. Let's celebrate. Let's get some excitement to the neighborhood. Well, the daughter ran to the neighbors, ran into the streets and began shouting, "Fire, fire, fire, fire. We need help, fire, fire." Well, most of the people just ignored, pretending that they cannot hear the plea. And a few people came and joined the feast. They came thinking that it's a fire that they're coming to put off, only to find it's a feast. And surprisingly, none of the neighbors of the man who sent his daughter to invite the people, none of the neighbors was there. It was all strangers he had never seen, and he was so surprised. Well, this debunked the myth that blood is thicker than water. And my story today is something similar to that. It's about a girl. A girl was born in a village, and her mother died during her birth. Well, she did not just have one mother because the father was a polygamous man and he had married like three wives. And so this third wife died and left this little girl with no one to care for. But she had bigger sisters. She had bigger sisters, and automatically, if they're from different mothers, they are stepsisters. Well, after the funeral of the mother, the kid was left there. The kid was left there. Nobody, nobody was taking the kid. Everybody was pretending they don't notice the kid, even her own sisters. Her own sisters, meaning that the sisters that belonged to the same mother who had given birth to her and died. Then there was the stepsister who did not, of course, belong to the same mother. Well, guess who took the kid? One of the stepsisters took the kid, but the real blood sisters ignored her. So the girl grew up into a big lady and grew up with the kids of this mother who took her. And they grew up thinking that she is actually their sister. And the kid actually also grew up thinking that these are her sisters also. The daughters of her actual sister, her actual stepsister. She was thinking are now her sisters. But actually, whoever was taking care of her was her stepsister because she had been neglected by her real sisters who were not step. She grew up happily, but she was a bit naughty. She had some kind of naughty behaviors here and there. You know, kids, not all of them have a calm personality. This one was a bit rowdy, I can say. And she used to be a bit picky. She used to she got into a wrong peer group and they pushed her to steal money, keep stealing money. And every time she'll go to school, one of her fat friends will ask her, "How much have you brought today?" And she will tell her, "I have brought this much today." And she'll encourage her, "Tomorrow, bring this much." This was one hell of a fat lady, and she had influenced this little girl to want to be fat as well. So she was working on her behind so hard, not going to the gym, but just eating a lot and hoping that she will gain a bit of weight. But unfortunately, the weight was going to the tummy instead of the behind. So what happened is Because she was being disciplined by her sister, who she did not know that is her actual sister but was thinking is her mother, she thought that she's being, mistreated. I mean, she didn't understand that she's doing something wrong as much as they tried. I mean, some people are just born with a gene that is not right. Even no matter how much you try to bring them up, they'll just have something different from the others. So this one was some sort of that kind of a person, very hard to discipline. And one day, her stepsisters came to visit. Not her stepsisters, her, her real sisters now came to visit. But she didn't know. But she noticed that she looked very more like them than she looked more like, the other family. Because these were her actual real sisters, but the other one who had taken care of her was just her stepsister. But she had never known that. She was actually thinking she is her mother. One of the stepsisters told her, by the way, do you know that you're one of us? She's not your real sister. She's just a stepsister. We are your real sisters. Look in the mirror. Don't you see the resemblance? She'd actually seen the resemblance already. Like they had pointed noses. She did not have, she also had a pointed nose, but the family that she was staying with did not have a pointed nose. And the family that she was staying with was quite humble, but the other ones were a bit flashy and they were living in luxuries, things like that. And her real sister now told her, you can't just live in this humble life, you know. This other sister was actually staying with her other sister who was working, but her, she was not working, she was just staying there. They were housing her. And she's the one who was convincing this other one to, cannot just live a humble life like that. Come and stay with us. We have these luxuries. Once a year we travel out of the country, things like that. And then here she was like, wow, this is my real sister. And here I'm not traveling out of the country. I'm just here. The farthest I can go to is just around my own country. So this other sister convinced her and told her the reality. And now it struck her that whoever was taking care of her was actually not her mom, but was her stepsister. And she began thinking that these corrections that she's receiving could be out of just mistreating and not discipline. That's what came into her head when she realized this is a stepsister. And so she was convinced like that and she packed her things and went to stay with the real sister now. Well, she stayed there for quite a few days, not a week, a few days. She was intending to stay there forever, but they had actually not invited her. She just moved there because she knew this is now my real sister and not stepsister. Well, within a week she came back. She came back with a broken arm. She came back with a broken arm. Well, she was thinking that this discipline is a bit hard, but what she met there was worse than discipline. And guess what? She was only 14 years, but too mature for her age. Her body was quite huge anyway, as she had wanted. She was eating a lot of food to gain some fat. And so what happened was the husband of now her real sister began flirting with her, with a little girl. I don't know, he was a pedophile or something, with a 14-year-old, an underage. Her real sister could not stand it. The wife of now the husband who was flirting with her could not stand it. And guess what happened? A fight ensued. Well, we cannot tell what exactly happened because this fight, to the extent of your hand being broken, looks like you were found in some sort of action, and then this is what triggered the anger until you break your own sister's arm. Otherwise, if it was just flatting around like that, maybe she'll think twice and just talk to her sister. But this one, her hand was broken by her own sister. So she came back to her stepsister now, knowing that it's not her mother, but her sister, stepsister. Well, she got pregnant. She got pregnant and she doesn't know who the father is. She doesn't know who the father is. But probably you can guess. She got pregnant and she ran away and now stayed with step, what can I call it? Yeah, she now stayed with her stepmother. From the stepsister, she went and stayed with the stepmother because she was pregnant. She was not chased. She just ran away out of embarrassment because she thought her stepsister is too strict, so it could be worse. She went and stayed with her grandmother, and then when she was about to give birth, she came back and gave birth to a baby, but she never went back to her sister, stepsister. She just vanished somewhere. One time you'll hear she's braiding hair somewhere, another time you'll hear she's on the street. You never know. She was living a very tough life out there, but she was a survivor. She knew that she can do it alone. She never wanted to rely on anyone because she had a skill of making hair. And besides that, I think she must have been doing other things to get her money because her body grew quite huge. What makes you grow that huge if it's not contraceptives? Why would you be taking contraceptives if you don't have a husband? Definitely, she was prostituting somewhere. So then, the next time her stepsister saw her was when she had acquired HIV. She had actually HIV, almost to the full-blown AIDS. Her stepsister could not recognize her, but she knew that this is the only place that she can go that they will take care of her because she didn't trust her stepsister, her real sisters anymore. She came looking like a frame, a hanger. She was thin. I think she had just been discharged from hospital because they knew that she is no longer going to survive and there's no need of just piling up the bills. I don't know who was paying for her bills. Her stepsister never knew where she had been all this time, but she appeared when she was about to die, thin, coming to her stepsister to take care of her. Her stepsister, who took her when she was a baby, took her in when she was about to die. She never went back to her real sisters again. So the stepsister nursed her until the time of her death, and they had to bury her. And you know what? Her real sisters only appeared for her funeral. So you can imagine. So what do you think about this? Blood is thicker than water, or sometimes it's not. Water is thicker than blood sometimes. Well, it doesn't apply to everyone, but most of the time, you'll not get help from the people you will expect, not your relatives, but a total stranger will just come from somewhere and help you. And that's why we need to respect everyone. So if you like my content, like, share, and subscribe. Ciao.